To the Deltahead stream. I am James Howell, starting about an hour late tonight. Had some catching up on some things to do here, and actually starting a day late, as we did during the week, because GDQ is a special occasion that merits being caught whenever it is live. So, took the time last night to enjoy its swan song, and which was a good time. I really liked I liked the technical breakdown of the Ocarina of Time speedrun at the end. The speedrun itself was a little more technical than I could sort of follow, but and it had fewer sort of like flashbang cool things, but I appreciated it, even if it wasn't exactly the kind of thing that keeps me hooked. I definitely stayed around there for the end of it, though, because the finale of GDQ is quite a bit like the last night at summer camp, when you're just like, you know what, it's been a great time, it's an emotional experience, and now it's over, and I'm going to be sad. So, let's see. Yeah, so pregame show. Reading has been good, continuing to read Tom Cox, and I am about halfway through Ring the Hill right now, as you can see that location right there. I'm actually kind of wondering now if this is supposed to be some kind of faux pas. I know that the lawful good approach to marking one's place in a book is a good old-fashioned bookmark, and the chaotic evil is dog-earing endlessly. Or actually, chaotic evil might just be like tearing every page that you have read and throwing it away. Anyway, this seems like this would be the sort of thing to bother a particular kind of purist, and if that is you, But yeah, Ring the Hill is lovely. I just finished, I think this is the third section, called Nearly Northern, where Tom Cox writes about places, the regions in England where he feels he best belongs, and what is kind of home for him, and in a kind of roundabout way, I felt a kind of kinship with it. You kind of feel this way as a military brat growing up in several different places geographically, that you kind of belong to a culture, but you don't really belong to a place, and you kind of find a place to claim. You kind of pull together the scraps of your experiences, and find things that you relate to in other places, but ultimately you don't have the feeling of the sort of like organic, seamless connection to a geography. And that's what he writes about in this third section. It's lovely and compelling. He also gets into some of the ghost storyness of the locales, and there is a through line between what he's describing as the sort of the haunted England that he likes to write about, that sort of weird fiction, and that and some of the supernatural weirdness that you sort of just absorb in the southeastern United States, which kind of popularly called, I guess, Southern Gothic, and you're just aware there's been a lot of death, a lot of murder in the area, and it's not just something you're distantly aware of as a fact of what happens on land when people live there long enough. You know the stories. In some cases, the family names of the people who are involved in the stories, and in particular in the South, given the legacy of slavery, that has a very harsh immediate reality to it. So it has very contrasted to being in the Pacific Northwest, where if you are from this area, I'm sure that you feel that very much, but being a transplant here, having fewer older cities being around and fewer older settlements like you have on the East Coast. I mean, older in, England land here is even applying to something like Charleston, which is supposed to be one of the most haunted cities in the United States. Might seem like a triviality, but even younger places out here it feels less haunted. It feels lighter and easier to breathe, and part of me is slightly uncomfortable with that. So this is a joy to read. A book that I picked up on recommendation from it was referenced in his stuff. It's Coriat's Crudities, This is Thomas Coriat's travelogue on his trip to continental Europe during the 1700s. And if you can get past the 17th century, 1600s, if you can get past the 17th century prose style and its efflorescence, then you'll enjoy what he has to say and where he goes. And also, I don't remember where I picked this up on recommendation, but the Nakano Thrift Shop is a lovely read. I thought it was a series of short stories, but it is in fact a novel, and I'm thinking it might be a novel told in short stories. I don't know. I've only read the first 5 pages when it got here in package today. 15 pages, rather. But it's really well written. The translation feels very natural, and even where there are areas that seem a little sort of like idiomatic to the native language, you still understand it. So it conveys both the strangeness of the sort of like cultural origin from, you know, one's own frame of reference, but it also makes that intelligible and accessible. So this is a good read. Kudos to, what is her name? Allison Markin Powell for the translation, and kudos to Hiromi Kawakami for the book. So that brings us to the start of Soul Reaver, Part 2. We just got the Soul Reaver, or rather the spirit form of the Soul Reaver, a blade that extends from Raziel's hand, actually seems to kind of come from the wrist, extend across the hand, and it is a powerful weapon as long as I am at max power. Raziel taking a cue from Link in the Legend of Zelda games, whose sword becomes projecty and shooty when he is at max heart. So, let's get that turned over. Just 1 second. Pardon my good side taking up some of the camera there. Alright. Oh, gotta close that. That's gonna go a long way. Oh, something fun that came today. So I've been playing a little bit of this on the Japanese PS2. Good times, love God hand. This also came, which if I can get the Japanese PS2 running in time for next week's stream, this will definitely be on the menu. Gun Survivor 2. Unfortunately, the PS2 functioning of the PS2 dropped. It'll only run PS1 games right now. So I'm working on getting that fixed. There we go. So interesting seeing it shift from licensing and copyright to title screen with so little fanfare, and Kain's sneer in the background there. I like to think of Raziel as a lone developer and Kain as the producer. He is so scruffily defying. So, oh man, no data as to which is which? Let's see. Maybe this is the most recent one. I remember where we were at geographically.
Your brother Zephon's keep lies far to the east, beyond the ruins that greeted your first exit from the underworld. He and his brood have cocooned themselves in a derelict cathedral, having murdered its human guardians.
Okay, so I'm hearing from the east, past where I first emerged. So I am back at the starting point, which makes me think... Where's my... There we go. Oh, weird, there's no air attack. Only ground. I guess they kind of waited for the second game to kind of bring in that Devil May Cry element. So, to the east, from where I exit.
Seek out Zephon's lair, Raziel. Beyond the ruins that greet your exit from the underworld. Armed with the Soul Reaver, You may gain entry where your path was previously blocked.
Okay. Cool. So I think this is the only way forward. So we're gonna do that. I am remembering now how much older the game design is here, and how much I am expected to be able to figure out and orient on my own. It's kind of neat that there's a sort of a sighing sound effect when you swing the sword, but beneath that there's still sort of a lightsaber effect. It's interesting. I tried looking up my favorite track from the soundtrack on YouTube after last week's stream of this, and unfortunately I was not able to find the particular thing I'm looking for. There's so many different dynamic movements in the soundtrack that and they're not sort of clearly marked apart from each other. Yes, okay. Let's do our little crawly jump and parachute. Evening, Ark. It's good to see you. How are you feeling? How's the head cold or flu treating you? Buster, you messed with the wrong living sword. Persistent cough. I'm sorry to hear that. Is it, I hope it is nothing worse than simply a cold. These are the ruins I'm pretty sure he means. There we go. Raziel does his supernatural jazz hands there, and we are back in the land of the living. Wondering if this is the eastern way that I had in mind. The things that I am expecting to find that will mean that I have acquired abilities to pass through obstacles I did not have the ability to pass through before. Either bars that I can pass through in the spirit realm, or something that I need to hit with the Soul Reaver. Maybe something like that sort of panel in the intro with the 4 flames on it. So, but that's the, that appears to be Kain's fortress, so that's not the way I want to go. Maybe it is in the spirit realm. Let's just kind of wipe here. Let's see. Aha! Heart piece. officer. Okay, that's my way out. Into my mouth. Thank you.
Your efforts are futile, Raziel. Such objects are but shadows in the spirit world.
Okay, so... Okay, so if I want to... That's weird. If I want to go through bars, I gotta be a spirit, but if I want to go through doors, I've got to be... Well, whatever passes for flesh and blood under these circumstances. Maybe down here. Gunk. I like Raziel's sort of drunken stagger there as he loses his corporeality. Okay, so it looks like nothing new that way. Ooh, no, I didn't. Well, shoot. I bet this is, yeah. That gate is where I want to go. I like how he sort of presses against the thing and then slips through. Kind of makes me think of like a cat pushing open a door that's slightly ajar and not pulled tightly enough so that the, you know, the bolt clicks into place for the knob, and it gives that one sort of a push and slip and then makes its way through. Raziel, good kitty. Here we go. Aha! Okay. That's what he's referring to with the Soul Reaver. And this means I'm back to the spirit world. Oh, that's so cool. How the walls straighten up in the physical world. Whoa. How do I... Oh, cool! Did not know I could do that. Poke. Oh, this looks like some platforming that is definitely going to take advantage of the sort of world-swapping mechanic. I already see some ledges that are going to need special attention. Who is? Yes! Where can I take you? Ah, over here. Come at me, vampire bro. I do dig the spider design on these guys. Buddy, just gonna mind your own business. Oh man. That's it could be going better. Oh no, 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 no! You'll never take me alive! Evening, Space Hamlet. Good to see you. Missed you the past few streams. How have you been? And yeah, those guys in particular are kind of tanky. Need to figure out a way to deal with them individually. Actually, that might be a place where I do need the Soul Reaver, because it seems like one of them is going to prevent me from really successfully carrying another to a vulnerable, to a spire or something. Nice. I have been well, thank you. It's good to hear that. Good to hear that eventful in this case is not may you live in interesting times eventful, but positively eventful. Though we also happen to have the misfortune of living in interesting times. Yeah, I've been well. Things are good. I have recently acquired a Japanese PlayStation 2, which we used to stream Gun Survivor last week, in between GDQ, you know, preferred evenings. Unfortunately, the system's the system's PS2 reading functions have gone on the fritz, so I'm having to swap it out for another system. But I do have several games on the docket that I'm very excited about playing. One of them, of course, is good old best game ever, my favorite game of all time, God Hand. Next one is this, which I have not played with the GunCon 2 yet. I got the disc running exactly once before the laser went kaput. But that's going to be an interesting stream, if nothing else. And other games I have on the way, I have Demento coming, Haunting Ground in the US. I have Echo Knight. Actually, this one would be of interest to you. I have Echo Knight Nebula, which is the PlayStation 2 Echo Knight, developed by, you know, of course, From Software. And it is Echo Knight set in space. So I'm very curious to see what that looks and feels like. Also I have Moonlight Syndrome coming, which is a early Human Entertainment developed Suda game. Echo Knight Beyond in the West, yeah, I think it was only released in PAL territories? I don't remember. But whatever the case, it is, like many other games I've found that have a certain rarity in the Western markets, is available much less expensively in Japanese. So that has been my inroad into acquiring it, and will also be another inroad for me to finally get my bearings for reaching a greater proficiency with the language. Fortunately, I have many of my old tools at disposal, so that's I do think that's doable. Let's see, is this gonna let me get up here now? Who wants a piece? No, seriously, who? I can't see you. But yeah, Moonlight Syndrome is promises to be interesting as a good PSX horror adventure. But yeah, all of that is on the horizon. Yeah, I've been thinking about space twists on known franchises lately, and the one that comes, I mean, this obviously comes to mind from good old Dino Crisis 3, which is dinosaurs but in space, and that's pretty dang cool. And it only occurs to me now that that Nebula is kind of doing the same thing with Echo Knight, just like supernatural horror in space. Oh yeah, for sure. The TNG crew having to deal with the likes of Gwent. The Gwent? I forget. No! Okay. No! Ah, beards. Gwyn, that's it. Oh. That's clearly what I must be thinking about. Okay. So that's a balcony there. Oh, and maybe I will actually jump to reach it. Evening, Iceman Dan. I'm currently thinking TNG. I imagine Riker coming out of the Dark Souls experience as a more complex character, having plumbed depths of himself, leading to an embracing of leadership that he did not previously believe himself capable of rising to. But I am not averse to the original series showing up there as well. Actually, yeah, no, Worf, totally. Am I not allowed to grab here? Let's see, can I? Hey, nope. All right, I gotta be fleshed to do this. Yes, bearded souls. Has to defeat Picard to truly justify his role as #1. Well, thank you for showing up regardless. Yeah, I know, this is, I really wanted to catch that last day of GDQ, and so I kind of bumped the stream off till today. It's actually a little late for mine as well on a Sunday. So this week, unfortunately, has suffered as a result of that magnificent gaming holiday. It is like gaming Halloween or Christmas to me. It's very interesting that these vampires apparently are wearing tight, I don't know, pleather pants? Something very glam rocky about them. Evening, Swimmy. Mitch's World... Oh, you mean with Super Orb Brothers? Also, good evening. Good to see you. Oh, that was so good. It was a beautiful moment just seeing how dumbfounded he was as he had to explain to Grand Pooh Bear, and I forget who the other commentator was. Anyway, as he had to explain to them that he had actually cut the world record in half. That was beautiful. That's the kind of surprise and drama that we all go to GDQ hoping to see, and sometimes are lucky enough to. They do a good job of misting things up, so the you don't have to spend a lot on a call distance. Kind of very silent, hilly there. Actually, this giant castle silo with the towers extending unknowably into the medium distance actually has kind of a Dark Souls architecture feel to me. Whoop. Did I just look away and fall? In fact, I did. Alright, where am I? What's over here? Okay, cool. Swimmy, the remaining speedruns, I did not watch the Pokemon one. Pokemon isn't really my jam, so I let that one go and watched... What did I watch? I watched Beat Takeshi's... No! I want to grab that ledge! That's not the name of it, but it might well be. Oh yeah, Boiling Point, which is a... which appears to be a localization of a very different original title, which I'm guessing is a formula for some kind of boiling point in centigrade that is lost on me in my Fahrenheit system ignorance. Oh yeah, Swimmy. So for Shadow of Destiny, I think you could probably process it without if you wanted to skip some of the middle episodes of the playthrough, you could probably still get the pleasure out of it, out of the endings. But definitely the last 3 videos I think are the ones that have the most to offer. Oh, wild, they're doing spidery things. Oh man, Takeshi's Challenge. Yeah, I was looking at that based off of, I think, a recommendation from somebody in chat, actually. And it looks like, it looks exactly like the kind of weird, goofy stuff I would expect. Goofy and dark. Violate enough of society's norms to to win. I love its sound effect. Let's go see if we can get it again. Well, sir? That sound right there, I love it. But yeah, Swimmy, actually the Ocarina of Time challenge, I would actually be curious to know what your take on that is, because it was very technical, and it is the sort of thing that, for many of these speedruns, I could show them to, like, you know, my wife, who doesn't play video games. I could show them to her, and she would just sort of, like, be really impressed with the fact that sometimes it's about breaking the game, sometimes it's about watching people play the game very well. But the Ocarina of Time speedrun is the hardest sell, because it involves a lot of very technical, almost engineering sort of hacks. Where you at, buddy? Oh wow, they can climb the walls. Very, very technical engineering hacks that were frankly difficult for me to follow. I can appreciate what they are, but they're not the kind of sort of like entertaining speedruns that I usually go for. But I feel like you appreciate the dramatic speedruns and also the technical ones as well. So I think that you would enjoy watching the archive of that one. Yeah, it's warping around the game, but there's...
Once a testament to mankind's defiance of Kain's empire, this towering cathedral now stood derelict. The humans who worshipped here, dead for centuries. Its architects conceived this tower as a holy weapon against the vampire menace, a colossal instrument of brass and stone. The cathedral's pipes, once tuned to blast a deadly hymn, now stood silent, and these vacant spaces whistled their impotence.
Yeah! I love it. But, yeah. It's about warping. They go into a lot of detail about like 100 angles of positioning Link at different warps that you have to do to kind of know where to go, and it lost me at several points, unfortunately, which I don't credit as a fault to them, just as kind of statement of the kind of things that I follow more easily. Credit warp? I'm not sure what credit warp is. I don't think they use that term, but they might have, and I missed it. There we go. That's the kind of borked architecture I'm looking for. Alright. That pipe there might be my ticket. Actually, Swimmy, isn't this one of the platforming areas that you mentioned is finding particularly dreadful? Oh yes, yeah, they did a credit warp, I believe, at the end, and yeah, that's sort of the point where some of my interest in the speedrun drops, because I do love watching people love video games as engineering artifacts, but I also like watching games being played. So that's a little less up my alley. All right. Raziel having a very Peter Parker / Batman moment, lurking on the edge of a precipice. Oh, what's down here? This might be a bad idea. Well, oh, wonder if this is like the pipe that air flows up through to run the cathedral. I didn't know they had a credit warp for Mario 3. That's interesting. I think probably, so the Mario 35 run was a pleasure to watch. I loved how dramatic it got at the end, and was very pleased to find myself invested enough to be rooting for somebody. And beyond that, oh, I see where I am. This is the ledge, and this is where I was confused before. The Mario 35 run was quite good. Must be confusing and awkward for both of us, me showing up in the underworld like this. Super Orb Brothers was fantastic. I really like Grand Pooh Bear as a streaming and speedrunning personality. He's got a lot of good energy and heart, and so it was always a pleasure to watch any run that he is part of. But outside of that, he's one of my favorite streamers, but I can never pronounce the screen name right. So this is maybe a revenge on me for every time somebody has hesitated and said Adelegian? Ecdycis? E-C-D-Y-C-I-S. And he does a lot of survival horror speedruns. He did a run of Haunting Ground, which was quite good. Managed at several points to condense the fairly dark and adult storyline and background of that game to a GDQ audience. And also did an excellent job. This is the kind of thing that I love about a good speedrun, is something that I love in a speedrunner, rather, which is to have a mastery and knowledge of the game such that when things go awry, even if it's not going to win you a world record, you still know how to play and manipulate the game to achieve the desired end using speed runny type knowledge. And so that was a pleasure to watch when he had to figure out how to solve a problem with an AI that borked his run. So it's good stuff. I recommend that archive if you have a chance to take a look at it. Yeah, I would think so. I just really like seeing that knowledge being played with, you know? And I think that's actually part of what appeals to me about speedrunning, is that, let me see, let me hop over here, is being able to get into the game on that level and then also play with it at that level, rather than play with it on the, accessible terms that it is presented. Let's jump over here. Yeah, exactly. That's interesting. If you start, I'm just kind of looking at those running animations. If you swing and then start to run, he's got a build up. But if you just start running, anyway. I do notice now that I have the Soul Reaver, my health does not automatically drop due to time when I am at max, which I appreciate. That would make keeping the Soul Reaver kind of frustrating. I'm wondering if it now drops when wonder if it drops gradually over time. Oh, cool. Anyway. These pipes are busted in the other world. Oops. Probably should crouch walk that. And hopefully this puts me, I hope, did I, maybe, okay. Alright, good, this is where I need to go. So that is passable. This looks like a mechanism. Let's see what happens if I flip the switch. Elevator is good. What else is over here? Another door. So I have 3 ways forward. I have the elevator, I have that door. I've got something over here. Another door. So betting that door probably connects to a passage that the other one does too. Oh man. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Gotcha. So I need to flip this switch, which means I need to raise the floor up. Oh, wow, there are cocoons on the walls. Let's try the underworld. Okay. Well, even if the floor had raised, I would not have been able to flip the switch here anyway, so. Okay, that's not a possibility then. Alright. I'm gonna remember this place and come back to it. Swimmy, I have a critter question for you, as I know that you are one who has critter experience more than most. If you have a particularly anxious animal, one that is a little nervous, kind of as a condition, got a cat who I think she was maybe separated from her mother a little too soon and has some sort of developmental anxiety. We've got, CBD oil is something that comes recommended as something to help kind of create calm, but I'm curious to know if you have any other suggestions as to ways that can kind of help her kind of chill out a little bit. I am, of course, concerned for her well-being and also would like to get a good night's sleep. Aren't you jerks? Oh, you jerk! Alright, I got something up there I can probably throw him on. Alright, I need something a little lower. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you much. Let's see. We'll take here. Gotta back up a little bit. Most awkward vampire slaying. There we go. Propanolol and exposure therapy. Interesting. I have not heard of either of those. Oh, I wonder if this has got a picture on it. Probably it does. So I'm looking for something that's got 2 arms. Let's see what's on the other side here. Oh, interesting. Well, when I do get a dog, hopefully it will not get into the chocolate. This might be... It needs to go over there. I'll look into that and do a little bit of reading. I'm hoping to do a little bit of research before going to the vet directly, so I can avoid the office visit. I will, just for the sake of cost. The vet is fantastic. Excuse me? Oh, that's interesting. Is this right? Yes, it is. Alright. What? Okay, guess you guys just spawn infinitely. Oh my god, it's obvious what I'm trying to do, just home in. Thank you. Yeah, one thing that I have been able to, that has been effective in helping her, has been kind of hanging out with her, letting her walk around a little bit, do her sort of like, I'm a cat, now I'm going to be near you, now I'm going to be away from you. Kind of let her do that dance, and then put her on top of a particular blanket, at which point she'll start doing her, you know, kind of making biscuits, kitten thing, and that can soothe her for a couple of hours, depending on whether or not she falls asleep. Evening, Viper. It's good to see you. And yes, Dreamcast is the watchword, because that's what we're playing this on. Let's see. Yep. To stop giving him walks. Wow. Oh yeah, Viper, that's actually something that, the only game that I've streamed that has not been on hardware, yeah, the only game that I've streamed that has not been on hardware has been Resident Evil Outbreak, and that is primarily because in order to play it online, you basically need to emulate it or have a Japanese system that and the disc, and a wired connection, and that's a little more than I have a setup for right now. But everything else I prefer to play on hardware. I'm really glad to find that you found a solution for him. It's always rough as a, you know, as a pet owner slash critter befriender for them to be distressed and to kind of feel that, you know, because you have your superior human knowledge about health and the possibility of fixing things that they might just try to sleep off, you know, you want to fix that for them. Viper, that would be fantastic. If you got a streaming setup going, I would absolutely be there for it. Actually, as a matter of fact, on the note of hardware, so I still have the GunCon 2, and go on. I complain about these guys, but as far as like to keep the action element in the puzzle scenario, I actually think that having these guys spawn and drop down is pretty good. Yeah, I still have the GunCon 2, and I received this in the mail. As soon as I get this locked into place. Got this in the mail the other day, which is Gun Survivor 2 Biohazard Code Veronica, and yeah, I don't disagree, Swimmy, but as for what it is, it actually, I appreciate having the sort of shake-up, because it kind of drops down about one every block that I solve. I'm actually wondering what the trigger on that is, but yeah, no, I agree with you. But yeah, this is it's Code Veronica themed, but the back advertises Nemesis, and the front has Mr. X. So this is gonna be something. There we go. I'm actually curious, Swimmy, what do you think would be, in this particular scenario, a more interesting way of keeping action going than the enemies sort of spawning and dropping down? There we go. It's interesting to me that they put this barrier here after I have used that ability to get past the gate that that even, you know, initially forbids me access to this whole area. Clearly, I have the ability to get through those gates now, and don't necessarily need to be doing that, but they throw that obstacle in the way. Wonder if it's a way to keep those enemies inside the puzzle area and separate them from my approach. So have the enemy engagement be actually progression-based rather than interaction. Progression-based rather than timed. No, that's fair. I think it underscores sort of a gulf in the two big things about this game's design. Its action and the fact that it's puzzly. That, I mean, the bosses kind of reconcile because they're puzzle bosses. I wonder what is up here. Oh, that's not an elevator, it's a switch to put in place. Gotcha. Okay, so that's blowing air, and I bet I can use my flight ability to get higher. In search of demon souls. Is this the way that I just came? I think it is. I think it is the way that I just came. Okay, so back down to the bottom. Whoops. Viper, I think that is fair. I really like the writing. Everybody is very well spoken and it's very dramatic, and it's this good intermediate active vocabulary vibe. And the characters are also quite good. Oh, I cannot wait to hit somebody over the head with this. Aw. Second Soul Reaver game, I think, leans very heavily into kind of a lock and key design, if I'm remembering right. Defiance does the same thing. Defiance's writing is on par with 1 and 2's writing. Blood Omen 2 is not. I didn't find it very interesting, so I didn't finish playing it. Ooh, hello. That's actually really funny as a first move. Yeah, the character designs and aesthetic are interesting because they're a kind of gothic that's kind of a comic book gothic rather than other kinds of gothic. Well, Soul Reaver is definitely going to poke the old school gaming parts of your brain because it is an overworld in the classic sense where you have to travel across. Actually, the overworld feels bigger than it actually is, but you do have to know where you're going, and there is no mini-map or even overworld map. Defiance doesn't, I don't know if I'd call it an ending, but it does bring things to an acceptable cadence, I feel. So I felt like the story reached a fine place in the end, but you know, your mileage may vary. I think Defiance takes the gameplay that oh, I see what we're doing here. Defiance takes the gameplay that Soul Reaver 2 was kind of approaching, and brings it from an attempt to an actual game. So I recommend it. I think it's worth a go myself. Though it is gonna feel kind of like it is gonna feel very Devil May Cry-y without being DMC. It has a lot of mechanic designs and ideas without the Kamiya difficulty brutality. Yeah, Blood Omen 2, I think, is... It's strange. It is an alternate timeline in a game about alternate time... in a game series about alternate timelines, but one that, I don't know if they justify that any, or if it's just like, what if Kain were this way instead of that? And it doesn't, embed that as much in the larger narrative. I would like... Is this a grabbable thing? I'm guessing not. Evening shelter. And yes, I agree. That is one of the things that technically I feel is most impressive about it. Raziel's soul being absorbed into the physical Soul Reaver is a plot point in Defiance. Oh, go to hell. I need that damn Soul Reaver. Is there anything around here I can use to kill these guys? That is a plot point in Defiance, but I don't believe they even had that set up at the time that Blood Omen 2 happens or came out, so... Excellent. How are you tonight, Shelter? Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Shelter. I hope that things get better and continue to improve. Oh yeah, no, Seattle's a great place. If you have the time while you were here, you should definitely check out Pink Gorilla. It is a local game store that's got a ton of great stuff. They've got 2 locations, one in the International District, the other in University District, and yeah, I have never left there without something cool. Yeah, it's a good time. Alright. Power's on. Or something. So I guess that's just one puzzle of many. Lives here. Okay, nothing. I guess my work here is done. Yeah, Space Hamlet, the whole tactilness, pun unintended, of grabbing the boxes is very good. Feels like you're doing a meaty thing. Oh yeah, Scarecrow is also a must-visit place. It is, I make weekly pilgrimages there. They do a very good curbside pickup service. But I actually was not aware of a arcade here with cabinets. What? Do not throw those things at me. Oh wow, big old wraith party in here. Based on the number of those little things that I saw at the cutscene when I solved the last puzzle, I mean, I'm guessing there are 3 more rooms like this, which seems like it's a lot of puzzles of this type. Is there anything to throw these things onto? There is not. Oh, that's super cool. Thank you for the heads up on that. I will do some poking around online and see what I can find about that. Yeah, once things are, you know, once places are accessible again, I am very up for going to an arcade. Oh my god. Is there a... Okay, thank you. I can, in fact, grab that. That makes this area much less frustrating. So, what I'm gonna do... I'm just gonna leave you guys here and dead. Well, okay. Oh, it looks like their spirits just go away. Their bodies are still there. Great. Yeah, Swimmy, I dig that. And, no, Space Hamlet, I have not seen those. I haven't kept up with Tim's work in a while. Last of his stuff I read through was kind of in the large prime numbers days. Oh, okay, I get it. I think? Okay, yes. Yes. So... Tokimeki Memorial. I heard about this from... I think I might have seen it, maybe even from you on Twitter somewhere. There we go. This one doesn't go either one of those places. It wants to live here. No, this is a different piece than I thought it was. So, but you still want to live here, so that works. How many holes do you have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's who you are then. Can I push this block over your dead vampiric body? It seems, in fact, I can. Round 1. Thank you. I will take a look at that. Huh, interesting. Well, thank you for the heads up. I will give that a listen to. Another one of these. Which is not what this is going to be. This is going to be my right angle piece. Nearly 5 hours is what I heard when it was, I believe, when I caught about it. That's what I'm gonna say. When I caught about it on Twitter, so that seems about right. But no, that'll be good. It'll even if I don't watch all 5 hours, it'll be good to see what Tim's been up to. Oh wow, 2 more of these to do. Okay. What system is Tokimeki on? Oh, weird. That's a little ledge that somehow doesn't look like it. interesting. Surprise! It's got to be a very disorienting last 3 seconds of life there. Wait a minute. Oh, weird. I wonder what combination of things is resulting in this particular animation, because typically Raziel's legs are not frozen in place like that. It's very goofy. Yeah. Alright, so that's the door I just did. And here is further territory. I saw somebody tweet about a, how far down is this? Is this a slope? Good, good, good. I saw somebody tweet about a game called Stray Sheep. For the PSX. That looked kind of like a charming puzzle game. Let's go ahead and do this real fast. Just in case of an accidental power outage. This is where I came in. Yes, this is where I came. Whoop. Oh, I just took a shortcut there, apparently. And I got into the area. So can I go up here? I already did that room. Okay, now I know where that lives. Let's see if that wall stays slid by the time I can even get there. In fact, it does not. Oh, okay, so time freezes when I go into the spirit realm, so probably what I need to do is to spin the thing, let that block slide out of the way in another area, then phase out of the spirit realm and find another way to platform my way over to that spot. Buster. So I know I can't go through that door. If I can find the spot where I jumped up here, I should be okay. I thought that was it, but it's not. Or it was it, and it is now blocked off. Well, shoot. Truth be told, I know I'm breaking these little handles free from their glass sphere encasements, but I'm also not 100% sure where those encasements even are. I didn't need to consume that soul, but I just like the inhaling sound effect so much. Okay. Maybe there was another path that I could have taken. Branches off from this that I missed. That Pierce has an area of effect. I don't actually have to poke him directly with it. It just has to be near me when I poke. Oh, no, okay, so I was right. That is where I came in. I've been through that door. A zap, you say? Well, I can see a zap having an area of effect for sure. Lovely pokey zap. This is one of the most befuddling moments in a game like this, because I'm not totally sure what it wants me to do, and I'm wondering if I've overlooked something simple. I did this before on the first boss fight. So maybe now the time is to ring all these bells and see if I can maybe break that glass barrier. I feel that the lack of persistent ringing means that these might not be as connected as I think. Okay, I see 4 bells on there, so I need to ring 4 bells to break it. And I have got... That's the one. I think I only have 2. Yeah, so I've got 2 bells. Clearly, what I need to do is find entrance into this little slidey door. So I gotta find a way to do that. Can I break this? I cannot. So, other possibility is I turn this crank, I very quickly run down here, and exit before that thing slides back, and then make my way over. So maybe that'll work. Do it. it did not do it. Actually, you know what? It might be a good idea just to poke around in the spirit world, see if there's anything I'm missing. I do see something up here. Though whether that is something I am supposed to be able to jump up to, or if that is something that is only accessible once I go through there, I do not know. Let's see if the physical world gives me... Can't use that as a jump point. Wondering if that glyph is offering me a hint? I kind of don't think it is, but... Swimmy, you were very handy with a hint the last time I was overlooking something very obvious. I'm curious if you wouldn't mind repeating the trick this time. Because I'm kind of floundering a little bit here trying to figure out where the game wants me to go next. So I'm unsure either this is a puzzle that I have failed to solve and need to solve it, or I'm trying the wrong thing right now. Up and do that? Is that a thing that can happen? Thanks, Space Hamlet. It's good to see you out. If I can, for this week's midweek stream, if I can get everything working, I'm gonna do Biohazard 2, or Gun Survivor 2, and if that is not able to work, then probably RE4. So yeah, hope to see you out then if you can make it. Yeah, I've developed a particular fondness for Capcom's weird experiments with light shooters, and actually kind of feel like I want to try the Dark Side Chronicles and the Wii Zapper shooters as well to kind of see what they're doing there afterward. But yeah, it'll be a good time. Yeah, go for it. After Soul Reaver, I am not sure. I am really enjoying the sort of little influx of Japanese imports that I've got, so I'm thinking about pulling from that. If I'm able to make any kind of meaningful headway in Echo Knight Nebula, that would be cool. And likewise, if it is possible to meaningfully stream Moonlight Syndrome, that would also be cool. But other than that, I don't have a specific idea just now. Oh, cool! I didn't know that. That's really interesting. So, by class act as possible, what does that entail exactly? Because I have no doubt they're putting their best foot forward with it. It is a well-loved franchise, and they do good work with it. Hey. Yes, absolutely knock that off. Oh, that's really cool. Well, thanks for that heads up. I'll take a look at that. Oh, really? Yeah, I remember looking for a fan translation of Moonlight Syndrome and finding one absent. Decided just to throw playing that game into my general project of practicing Japanese with media that I'm interested in. Yeah, Shadow Tower 1 is a fantastic time. It's, yeah, I think, Swimmy, I think you would really dig it. I think it's available on PSN if you still have your PS3. It's available as a PS1 classic. Oh yeah, the Echo Knight games are lovely. I really enjoy the first two, and am looking forward to seeing what Echo Knight in space is like. Yes, Ark, I have. This week I watched, well, it's got Kitano in it, but I think it's a Fukusaka-directed Battle Royale, 2000s Battle Royale, and I also watched, oh crap, what's the name of it? I'm blanking on it. Not as hard as I am absolutely not getting whatever the game wants me to do next. Okay, I'm gonna fall back down that pit and see if that does anything. It's the one with the baseball team and everybody who's kind of only halfway paying attention to their existences. You feel that in the pit of my stomach. Oh yeah, Duracene's got some big Echo Knight feelings there. That is a really neat nuance, Space Hamlet. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna leave Raziel here in what looks like 2D platformer mode. I'm to find the name of that movie because this is really bugging me. Give me 1 sec. Oh, God. Hold on. That's not good. Pardon me 1 second, managed to knock over my water. Not a fatal problem, but should be addressed. Ark, the movie that I have in mind is Boiling Point. That is the other one that I watched. Let's put this down for good insurance. And just kind of stomp on that occasionally, and this is not the controller that I need. Yeah, Shelter. PSN, PS1 Classics made many things available to me that otherwise might not have been. That's really interesting that this has a... Whoop, that's not intended, but goodbye. Okay. How can I go somewhere other than straight up? Is there any middle area? There is not. Yeah, it's interesting to me that this is a fixed camera angle, but... Oh no. Well, it's the camera angle they want me to use. And then it sort of snaps back here, interestingly. But as soon as I move, it pulls back. But yeah, the PS Classics on PS3, that back catalog was welcome. I think it is about one of the only areas where many games which have a very high resale value on PS2 are even accessible. Night, Space Hamlet. It's always good to see you, man. Have a good night. Anything for me. I wonder what that ledge over here looks like. Okay, it's just pure blocked off. Okay. So I am absolutely stumped. I've been all over what I think are the available doorways, so I'm going to look this up. This is one of the areas where the current design convention of a little verbal poke in the direction that I should be going would be welcome. But it is also interesting that I don't know if they had this in mind when this game was being developed, but for games like this, you do always have got it. You do always have the option of going online to see what you need to do. And it looks like the action that I need to take is, in fact, nothing that I've considered. I think I need to ring both bells at once, and I thought that I had to ring like 4 bells because there were a bunch of bells on that window. So let's see. Go a little faster. Try this one more time. Other possibility is I looked at the wrong hint. Yeah, I generally really do enjoy the sense of accomplishment that comes with a game that lets me figure things out on my own. Sometimes you get a little stuck. Okay, somebody please have condensed this into text because I absolutely do not want to watch your video. This is a contradiction, maybe even an hypocrisy in the way that I prefer to look up stuff online. Is while I have made voiced videos myself, I prefer not to use them and prefer text as my strategy help go-to. Okay, block puzzle. Yeah, exactly. And I hope that with my own stuff that is strategy focused, I get to the point as quickly as I would like others to. I try to keep as much of... I mean, I have I have my moments, but in general I like to keep some of the joking back because I assume that people are interested in the game itself rather than necessarily me. Because I am interested in the game more than I am interested in being a personality. Okay. That works. We're going to kill the two worshippers. You'll find a puzzle identical to the last one. Yes. Once they are all done, another glass covering will shatter, releasing another weight to be turned. Switch to the spectral plane, pass through the gate, switch to the material plane, go back to the wooden door, back to the hallway, look to the right side of the wall to see a crank above one of the pipes. Okay. Hit the bell in the alcove on your way down. In the large open area, look to the right, down a side path, there will be another bell. Hit this bell, you should see the glass break due to the noise. Okay, so this is what, in fact, I need to do. Yeah. Oh, man. That thing. That was good times writing. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you got something out of it. Alright. Alright, this one's for real. Get a run and start. Yes! I am now a sound in search of glass to destroy. I think if that glass had only had 2 bells on it, I would have intuited what to do more quickly. Yeah, Viper, gone are the days of the massive GameFAQ upload. There was so much volunteer work that went into those things. Oh yes, Ark. I will never apologize for showing people what coffee expects of them. Alright, and it turns out my intuition on this was in fact correct. Evening, Dream Bomb. It's good to see you. And yes, I agree. I'm glad GameFAQs is still there. If that site were gone, that would be just such an immense volume of material gone. Finally, progression. Good. Hey. Alright, you. Oh, man. Giving that worshipper the old Ike 1-2. Oh, is there another vase? Come on, game, give me another vase. Well, shoot. Later, dudes. Yeah, one of the cool things about GameFAQs, the thing I was going through an FAQ for That's interesting, lexically, that, I call them FAQs, but I call it game facts. Let's see. What was I looking up? Well, I was looking up something, and there was a space at the bottom where there were speculations and basically the author saying, this is a gap in my information. I think this might be true, but I have no way of proving it. And, you know, just being very open about the process of discovery that is still at work, even in the writing of the document. And that feels like a very precious thing to me. Alright, who wants some? Well, I have no idea who wants some. Come and get it. I'll be doing block puzzles. Oh man. I would actually be really interested to see what the most recently updated FAQ is. And yes, Viper, I agree. Which way do you want to live? This, okay. It's amazing to think that, like I imagine the Egyptian pyramids were constructed by just like thousands, if not millions, of human workers. That, oh wait, that is incorrect. That this area too, this temple and this cathedral, was constructed from generations of labor, and really, it could have been done so much quicker with just one revenant. Wait, what? Okay, I'm assuming you live over here, so let's pull this out of the way. Evening. Nice, Swimmy. It's good to see you as always. I'll be doing this again next weekend, and during the week, I'm going to be doing Gun Survivor 2 on Tuesday, and if not that, RE4. Okay, hold that. Just gotta get this on a different face. Very glad to have Swimmy in the crowd because it is nice to have somebody to commiserate with when the design begins defeating my instincts. I know where you want to live. Think. Flip. Flip. Yeah, there we go. This might... No, I don't think that's right. Okay, this needs to go here. Oh my god. Seriously? These are getting even more and more complex. Kuon, that is actually something that I was looking for the pricing of recently. So no, I have not played it, but I am interested to. That might that one looks like it is a prohibitively expensive resell. So that might be an emulator game, but no, I have not, and I am interested to do so. Was Kuon released with an English loc? I mean, Kuon might be a fun game to do on stream, actually, if it's accessible. Was this optional? I mean, I appreciate the heart piece, don't get me wrong, but I'm looking for progression here. Okay. Alright, give me a spear or something. Thank you. Come on, man. So that's where I came from, and I need to kill something. Yeah, well, let me take a look and see what would need to happen to do that, and see what that looks like. Because right now the Tuesday night slot is sort of unfilled right now. RE4, a Gun Survivor. I'm just really enjoying doing a series of the GunCon games. But RE4 is sort of a stand-in there by request. But I'm not super committed to it. Okay, I need to grab that second spear off the wall and fight with that. Potentially. I want to do it on professional mode. I just beat it regular-wise. preparation for that. So, depending on how, you know, well or badly I do on professional, that would determine the length of the stream. I think I can manage it okay. I am a little annoyed that there was an involved optional puzzle that earned me a heart piece. That I definitely would not have spent the time acquiring. I am totally fine zipping back and forth between the spirit and material realms. And would much rather have spent that time with actual progression. Oh yeah, RE6 is super long. Alright, permanently open. I think RE6 is a fine game itself. Okay. Magic? Hey. You, sir. I'm gonna knock that off right now. I enjoyed. I played me some RE6 to completion on all difficulties. So that right there is probably a testament to my thoughts on it. I gotta say, I did not appreciate everything that RE6 does until I played it co-op with somebody. Granted, it was a local co-op, so I don't know how that works network-wise, but it is definitely built for that experience, much in the same way that I think that Kain and Lynch 2 makes more sense co-op than it does single player. Oh, that's right, the zombies shoot back. So I am finally here. Which makes me think I have 2 more block puzzles to solve before these 2 glass things break, and then I can make progression over whatever that is over there. When I went to whet my appetite for RE6, I typically play through the Leon and Helena chapter, and then call it a day. Even though it's not as much, it's not the entirety of the gameplay experience, and there is quite a bit more built into it. It does what I'm looking for well enough. I feel like RE6, kind of Code Veronica'd the RE4 style of Resident Evil, where I think that the ideas in the third-person shooter approach kind of peaked, and I mean, there's more done with those things in come on, buddy. In the Revelations games, which are still a lot of fun, but in terms of like creative vitality, I feel like moving to RE7's first-person experience really was the right thing for them to do. So I'm now curious if there is something I am supposed to intuit. You know, I'm actually just going to look this straight up. Okay. My enthusiasm for the problem solving has been a little dampened by the fact that my intuition was correct-ish previously, and I wandered around for about an hour trying to figure out exactly how to implement it, and I would like to get to a checkpoint before calling the stream on this one for tonight. So what I'm hearing is discordant music, and this has got to sound good. You would like your investment back. Come on, Raziel. I feel certain we can do this together. Okay, so I don't have the right combination on the other side yet. I thought it sounded fine, but shows what my ears know about music. Yeah, with the exception of the sort of how rough it sounded when all of them were open, my ears don't detect a meaningful distinction between what I had before and what I have now. So that might just be a puzzle that I'm ill-equipped to process. All right. Let's find a place to get back to the material realm, and we are golden. No, that makes sense. Ugly sound, shatter glass. Okay. Come on, Raziel. The last trial. Can you lift this manhole? There we go. Go. Back up. Come on, buddy. I wonder if I can just return here with full health. There we go. So, flip this. Flip this. And does this get us anywhere special? This absolutely seems like the place for a platforming gain in the spirit realm that you don't get otherwise. Or I'm wrong. Maybe I need a block over here. Seems that leaving that guy hanging there without reaving his soul was the right thing to do, because that makes one less vampire spawn. do this? Let's try. Yeah. Got exciting Soul Reaver music happening, which makes me think we might be getting close to a boss. More bells. So I'm betting that I need to whack something up here, and then a long plummet down, and then hit that one. Spear, spear. This, I suspect, is something that I'm going to need to pull around the physical realm so I can manipulate this, whatever that is. Yes. Okay. So that does a thing. Is there anything up here that's worth doing? Seems to be. Actually, coming to... Oh, talking? Hey... Oh, good. They afforded me a... They provided me a, poking stick. Is there a way to reincarnate back in here? That would be much easier. There is, but they don't seem to offer me any souls to snack on. I am not seeing a lot of gain from fighting these guys. But let's see if we can knock them out anyway. Good. Maybe I don't need to consume their souls. I can just leave them dead so no more will spawn. Good. I'm gonna leave them there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna refresh my water, and hopefully we can make it through this last puzzle in the cathedral. This is a very long level with some kind of counterintuitive next steps to make, and yeah, so hopefully we can get to, at least get to the end boss, which I think what I'm gonna do is I'll probably call the stream right before actually fighting him, because I would like to have kind of like a fresher headspace for enjoying that. But yeah, I'll be right back. Back. I straight up have no idea what I did with my water. It's not out there. Oh, here it is. Good. Well, and it is full. So, thank you, past me, for the foresight. Let's see. Alright, so Yeah, now that these vampires are taken care of, I should be not attacked when I fall down. And I am happy leaving them in limbo. Gross. It's kind of an Aliens vibe to it. Okay. Oh man, they got a little bit of wiggle. They're still alive. Gruesome. So, I feel like maybe I want to hit this. Oh, damn it. There. Okay, so maybe what I want to do is not jump on it up there. Okay, I see some more pipes over here. Yes, that is what I want to do. Can I turn this? Is that a thing that can happen? Okay, I gotta knock that thing down. And how can I do that? There we go. I remember that location. So that's good. We can leave here. Hello? Poke, poke. It's kind of neat how it's got kind of a mouth and heavy jaw, kind of like Kain. Sorry, dude. Didn't mean to wake you up out of your T-pose. It seems that running around and swinging my sword is a more effective strategy, ultimately, than trying to lock on and fight. Is there anything in here I can use to kill them? Because I absolutely just want to get out of here. Wonder who was in charge of making sure that each room had a sufficient amount of shifting change. Oh my god. Alright, maybe I could go to the other area and grab a pole and bring it back and kill one. Because losing the Soul Reaver when I absolutely have to kill those things to progress, and I lose it on a hit, is really frustrating. Anyway, I do notice that every area has something that kind of shifts a little slime-like when I shift in between realities. And I wonder if there was like an actual like phasing pass that was done to make sure that every area had something that showed that dynamically changing. And you're not going to get the satisfaction. Evening, Jofada. You can squish them with a block, really? Huh. I'm gonna settle for that for right now. But I am going to give it an honorary squish. There we go. I'm sure it feels that. Although, what I bet I could do is take it out of its body, run around to the other side as it is resurrecting, and then squish it. No, 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 no! Raziel, flip it! Oh, dude, you're killing me. Alright. You're right. That's fantastic. Thank you for telling me that. Seems like something they definitely thought, well, this would make sense if it happens, so why don't we try to make it a part of the game? And they did! Okay, so I need to drop some piece of pipe somewhere. Because I definitely triggered a steam flow in a gap between two pipes, and I need to make sure that that steam flow is, you know, actually affecting something. When I finished that last puzzle, I did trigger some steam flowing from somewhere around here. Maybe it's back here a little more. Jofana, that is an awfully specific thing to know. Are you a fan of these games? I bet this is the thing that steam rises from, and I can probably use that to ride to glory. That UI is so interesting because of the number of orbs that it is showing me available. Just let me up here. Like, you kind of expect like all those other ones can actually do something, and I don't think they can. here we go. Okay. I don't know if I have done that one yet. Is that like a late game puzzle? There are so many block puzzles, it's a little hard to tell them apart. Yeah, the original Legacy of Kain is fun. If you're referring to the PSX one, I've had a good time with that one. It's pretty good, you know, sword and sorcery, top-down slasher fare. The other option is I'm not supposed to use this. Okay. Well. Cat's poking at the door. Not supposed to use that quite yet? Okay, thank you. That is good to know. I think that is the biggest obstacle that I'm running into in terms of the game's design. Oh, okay, cool. That's something I'm sure I need to knock down. Is I find myself kind of intuiting what I need to do next, but then at other times the thing that strikes me as making the most sense isn't what I actually need to do. And on the whole, while I generally do prefer the sort of like unguided approach to adventure game exploration that these older games allow, I find in this case, giving me a hint after, oh, I don't know, 15 minutes of floundering wouldn't be a bad idea. And that's not to say it's not unsolvable with attention and determination. It's just the point where it starts relying on my patience rather than my interest. I think that's where it sort of where I got beef with it, because I do have patience for games, and I'm willing to give it to them, especially if they're doing something interesting. Ultimately, which this game does. I love Soul Reaver. But right now, with the kinds of puzzles that they're asking me to do, I'm kind of reaching a point where I just want them to be done, which isn't where you want your player to be. Okay, let's just go ahead and recharge here. My respawn point. There we go. So what I see is I see a third pipe that I've just pushed down, and that tells me that there is one more little hexagonal thing I need to click, send steam through, and then I can do something to progress. I just need to find where that, pardon me? Oh, it's kind of a neat flamethrower effect. I just need to find out where that little clicky thing is. Were you guarding anything, or are you just spraying for bugs? Looks like just spraying for bugs. What is the purpose of this place? Ah, good, something up here. Oh, hi. He lived as he died, standing there. No, 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 no! Is that something I can jump up on? Doesn't look like it. But these look like things a man might use in his revenancy to further the cause of revenge. I have a feeling this might be one of those dead ends that would be meaningful if maybe there were a finished feature there. Oh, now I'm really backtracking. I think this is far too far. Yeah, this is way too far. Thank you for confirming that. So this is a direction I can go. This is where I go back up. Yep. That is that's one path. Is that the only path? Yes, that is the only path. Down it, then I go. Alright, Ark. I hope they do. And, so good luck with that. I think I'm probably going to be doing this for about... I want to do this until I get to the boss, and I think I have to be very close to that. I have solved at least 3 rounds of puzzles to get here, and I can't imagine there are that many more. So I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to save before the final boss. Actually, I'm going to save now. I actually don't know where saving drops you back at. Okay, maybe is there something down here that I'm missing? Ooh, this is new. Oh, knock it off. It's a party in Raziel's mouth and everyone's invited. Oh, great. No. Alright, crouch walking on those things from here on. Okay, good. Now, is there anything over here I can do anything with? Does not appear to be so. Oh, it drops you at the start. Interesting. I didn't know that. I just fired it up for this stream after saving after the first boss, and I thought that maybe since it's been a week since I played it, I just forgot that it took me back to the starting area. It looks like a wall that I will climb, pending future abilities. Sleep well, Ark. I hope the coughing goes away. Defeated by mere block puzzles? No. But it is my patience that concerns me. So that's one. I feel sure there's probably another. It looks like that doesn't actually take me anywhere. So up we go. Those are some pipes. Oh, so it's a relic. So it doesn't actually do anything? Huh. I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. So this is continuing along the track that I was going. It's where I reached... That was the first wheel that I turned. The second wheel that I turned was up here. So the third wheel might be beyond here, but I don't remember seeing another path forward. Maybe it's here? Okay. Deadly room service. Alright, so this is the only thing I can think of. Oh, really? I've overshot it. Okay, cool. Thank you. That is, in fact, a very useful hint. I hope that wasn't where I needed to go. And I can tell you, not the first time while I've been streaming this that has been exactly the advice I've needed, having missed one part of a series. So, does it involve climbing those pipes that I was just walking around on? Just kind of hot and cold my way to a solution here. Looking for the first wheel? Oh man. Okay, then I doubt it's anything as complicated as walking around those pipes up there to get to it. So, okay, so there's one before this. Good to know. It's either in here or before the bell. It has to be before the bell then. Where's my spawn? Transport. Spawn point, that's it. Okay, the only place I can think of. If this seems like an area that could be explored more. Thank you. Would have walked right by it forever. You jerks go away. Oh! It's the 3 pipes to that single thing. I got it. Grafada, thank you so much. I was worried I was going to wander around. I absolutely did not want to leave the stream on an incomplete puzzle. So, much appreciated. I love that. Just with the transition. What's this? Oh. I love their little panic loping away, sort of their Igor lurch as you get them down to 1 HP. Nope. I said nope. Oh, whoops. Overshot it. Did I? There we go. Let's open this tow cot. Cool. That will, once this boss is taken care of, that will be a good thing to go back and kind of poke around and clean up. Is it, are they the, like the health items? Gotcha. Yeah, right now I've only got, I think, 3 of those pieces. Alright. Should take us to where we want to go. I can jump up there. Yes! Alright, this has got to be scalding as Revenant skin, but... That's our place right there. Yeah! Good stuff. Oh yeah, I think... Oh wow! Okay, cool. This is a welcome discovery. Activated. I just love that sound effect. Okay. If indeed there is voiceover before the boss fight, I absolutely want to hear it. The voiceover and the dialogue and the characters are my favorite part of this game, and I'm realizing, given the amount of silence that there is, as Raziel is just sort of figuring this stuff out on his own, they really only have scripted VO moments where, you know, he enters a room and makes some sort of comment. Not quite the same kind of wild VO that we've become so accustomed to in, you know, Last of Us, Uncharted type adventure games. Whoa. Whoa, I see a big spider fella up there.
Son, there is no returning for you, Raziel.
Zephan, your visage becomes you. It's an appropriate reflection of your soul.
And you are not his handsome Raziel anymore. His precious firstborn son turned betrayer. You have missed so many changes, little Raziel. Look around you. See how the human's weapon of destruction has become my home. Indeed, my body. A cocoon of brick and granite from which to watch a pupating world.
A crevice in which to cower, only scuttling from the shadows to devour a victim already ensnared in your cowardly trap. But you've made the mistake of leaving me unbound, and it is you who must succumb to my will.
Will, instinct, reflex action.
The insect mind finds little difference. I warn you, brother. As my stature has grown, so it is matched by my appetite. Step forward, morsel.
So good. Alright. Saving. Yeah, Viper, I also think that there's a level of chattiness that could be pulled back to let the player have their own experience. That's like a pretty dynamic shot of Raziel running there. And I don't know who Jean-Claude Frollo is. Unless it's the VO. In which case, yes, that's him in bug form. Okay, so it is 11:40. It is time for me to grab some food, then crash. So maybe a little bit anticlimactic, ending without the gratification of a completed boss fight. But oh, really? Okay, cool. I did not know that. But that's actually something I will follow up on because I love finding out voice actors' portfolios, especially where they intersect with games that I love. Which, despite any grumblings about some of the difficult leads to follow in this, I actually do love this game. It is a favorite. But yeah, Jafana, it's good to see you out. If you would like to come back for part 3 of the stream, I'm going to be following up on this playthrough on Saturday of next weekend, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Provided the Japanese PS2 gets fixed on Tuesday night, we're going to be doing Gun Survivor 2, Code Veronica style, and if not that, then something else survival horror-y. So, oh really? He does the Elder God too. Oh man, it's fantastic. Yeah, this game series' VOs are among the first that I kind of like identified as kind of stars, personal stars, which is funny because Metal Gear is much more my claim to growth in terms of jumping into video games. But this is the one where I think probably because of a lot of the making of features that they have packaged in with the later games that made them kind of come alive as stars. But anyway, everybody have a great night. It's good to see everybody, and hope to see you Tuesday. Oh. Let's click back over here. And good night.